If you're running a WEG CFW500, it's always worth checking whether you're on the latest firmware, especially if you're troubleshooting or installing a new application. Hello, I'm Simon from the Inverter Drive Supermarket. In this video, we're updating the firmware of a WEG CFW500 drive. Let's start by checking the current version. Go to parameter P0023. This parameter is read-only and shows the firmware version. This drive is currently running version 3.83. Now let's update it. Firmware updates are done using WPS, WEG's programming suite. Go to weg.net, search for WPS, then navigate to WPS Software, Download Center, Software and Firmware, and WPS. Download and install the latest version. Once installed, open it. If you already have WPS installed, make sure it's up to date before continuing. Click Help, then check for updates. I'm up to date, so we can move on. The firmware update process will reset the drive to factory defaults, so we'll back it up first. Click Start in Quick Parameters Monitoring and connect to the drive as normal. If you're unsure about the cable, connection point, or communication settings, I've covered that in a separate video. Link in the description. Click Test. WPS has detected my 230 volt 1.6 amp CFW500, so I'll click OK. Once the parameters have loaded, click the orange Read Parameters from Device button. Wait for all the parameters to be read. Next, I'll check whether a soft PLC application is installed. I'll search for PLC. There's no application installed on this drive, so we only need to back up the parameters. Click Export Parameters. I'll leave the export options at their default and click Save. No, I don't need to open the backup file. We're finished with the Parameters tab, so I'll close it. Now that we've got a backup, we can proceed with the firmware update. Click Online, then Firmware Download. The communication dialog appears again, but this time we need to change the settings. The default communication parameters cannot be used for the update. On the drive, change P0310 from 1 to 2. This changes the baud rate from 19.2 to 38.4. Change P0311 from 1 to 4. This changes the stop bits from 1 to 2. Now return to WPS. Update the baud rate and stop bits to match the new settings and click Test. Good, we're connected. Click Next. Here we can see the current firmware version, 3.83. A newer version, version 4, is available. This was released in July 2025. Unless you have a specific reason to stay on an older version, it's generally best to update. Click Finish to begin the firmware download, and acknowledge the warning. The process takes a few minutes. During this time, the drive display shows hexadecimal identifiers for the firmware blocks being written. The progress bar at the bottom is the most useful indicator. It shows update progress from 0 to 100%. Once complete, the drive will automatically restart. Let's confirm. Go back to P0023, and now we're running version 4. Firmware successfully updated. Now we've updated the firmware, I can go back into the drive, load the backup parameters, and apply them using the Import button. And the drive is now fully updated and back to its original set of parameters. And we're done. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as we really appreciate your support. See you next time. This video is for educational purposes only. Always follow official manufacturer documentation and safety instructions.